Ex-APC chieftain Frank cautions Akpabio against provoking Kenya-style revolt in Nigeria. Welcome to the news. If you are new, kindly subscribe. And if you have been there supporting this, welcome back and thank you for your support. Well, the former APC chieftain Frank has cautioned Akpabio. I'm sure he's not the only one that needs to be cautioned. There are so many people in power today that need to be cautioned. A former Deputy National Publicity Secretary of the All Progressive Congress, APC, Frank, has cautioned the President of the Senate, Akpabio, against provoking a Kenyan-style uprising in the country through his highly condescending and degrading comments. The comment is so alarming that they put so many things on our faces, and because they know Nigerians will not react, they know that anything goes. They keep on doing what they are doing, believing that nothing will happen come the next election. Well, is it their fault? It is not their fault. It is because we are not ready. Nigerian president and leaders have done worse than Kenyan president and parliamentarians. In fact, what President Ruto and his members of parliament have done is not up to 1/10 of what Nigerian leaders are doing to Nigerians. It is obvious that the leaders do not plan any good for the people. They come up with several degrees of lies. They deliberately lie to the people while they carry out their evil agenda of looting. The time of our leader is clearly up. Nigerians are eagerly waiting for the spark that will ignite the fire, because nothing good will come out of this present crop of politicians who have been there the past 24 years, and all we have been saying since then to date is the same thing. Well, he is saying Frank gave this warning in a statement while reacting to Akpabio's recent comments when he said Parliament's anticipatory approval to President Bola Tinubu for a new presidential aircraft worth billions of naira. He said one of the cardinal roles of the Parliament is to serve as a check and balance on the other arms of government. Not in Nigeria, what they do is collaboration. They say the same thing, whatever the executive brings to the table, the legislative arm will not challenge. All they do is same. We are all the same, we are one. They consider themselves more than the populace. They think of their own self more than what will benefit the populace. Well, saying to Akpabio, he has derailed by deciding on and guiding the executive on what expenditure to make, irrespective of the economic plight of taxpayers. Frank said his effrontery and audacity in turning legislative procedures upside down notwithstanding, his verbiage at times rudely assaults our democracy, denigrates Nigerians as a public official in a position of trust, and a mockery of the hallowed chambers of the National Assembly. Akpabio can choose to be President Bola Tinubu cheerleader, praise singer, and errand boy, but he must not reduce the National Assembly to an organ extending anticipatory approvals for requests yet to be made by the executive and justifying the same. Akpabio must learn to limit his actions to those within the ambit of his constitutional role by ensuring diligent scrutiny of money bills before the Senate to prevent profligacy and waste, and equally refrains from talking down on Nigerians and taxpayers who own the office he now occupies. I don't think our politicians believe the taxpayers or Nigerians hold the office they occupy. They believe once they get to power, they are all in all, they are almighty, where nobody should or can challenge them. Frank stressed that the age of an aircraft does not necessarily determine its safety or airworthiness. adding that aircraft are subject to regular maintenance and inspections to ensure they are safe to operate regardless of their age. According to him, so the question is, what happened to the about 214 billion allocated in annual budget for maintenance of the presidential fleet from 1999 to date? If you ask me, who I go ask? Frank wonder why Akpabio couldn't launch an investigation into how the said 214 billion was spent, or recommend that some of the aircraft or helicopters be sold to augment the cost or buy new ones instead of waiting for a hefty proposal from the executive for express approval. Above all, he must be mindful of the uprising in Senegal that led to the election of 44 years youthful opposition, Faye, and the ongoing one in Kenya, where the youth invaded the parliament to stop lawmakers from considering an anti-people finance bill and the attendant killings of scores by security forces, which has sparked a call for President William Ruto's resignation, despite his hasty withdrawal of the bill. Well, we don't pray for any uprising in our nation, but the way our politicians are going, they have not learned their lessons at all. Well, let's hear what the people are saying. What is their own comment? Nigerians are the most peaceful people in the whole world, and we can bear any condition. And that is why the politicians are taking advantage of it. But they should know that there's a limit to everything. What do you expect from a man whose corruption case is hanging on his neck? He will do everything possible to be in the good book of the leader. But one thing for sure is that the wicked will not go unpunished. All of them have one case or the other. Hence, nothing is moving. When the corrupt are in power, the people cry. There is no way the Kenyan style will not be replicated in Nigeria, because our political leaders are squandering our commonwealth on themselves and ask the common man to make sacrifice. They steal billions and billions, and at the end of the day, EFCC turn blind eyes and go after little thieves. Are you ready? If we are ready, we can do it. We have another opportunity come 2027. Everything is not about going violent, but we can decide with our vote. We don't know what has become of Akpabio since he became the Senate president. He is the same as Ahmed, who aided Buhari to afflict Nigerians. Well, you guys have totally lost it in Nigerians since your secret of being sympathizer to those that are oppressing you. The Akpabio is one of those who run this country. You are kidding me. Kenya to Nigerians, you misconstrue everything. It will not happen in Nigeria now. Well, don't worry. Nigeria will descend on the government, and before you know it, it may turn to another thing. Well, they are taking us for granted because they know we can't do anything. Well, what is your own opinion on this? Is the legislator, are they aiding the executive or collaborating to deal with Nigerians? Kindly make your opinion known as you subscribe to this channel. Thank you. See you again.